Just first of all, Ainsley, obviously first professional goal. How are you feeling and how was that?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just so grateful and excited. Like, I think my adrenaline was pumping so hard. Like, I didn't even know what to think, but I was just so happy to get it with this team. We've been working hard for it, so I was just beyond happy.
Right before her goal, too, she was the one that was yelling, like, we need to get a goal before half. We need to get a goal before half, and she took it into her own hands.
Another one for you, Ainsley. Obviously, Lou herself and then various teammates have sort of talked about her dedication to helping younger players feel welcome and sort of helping them to develop. So what has it been like for you to play with Lou for the past season and a half now?
Yeah, Lou is amazing. Like, not even just on the field, but off the field, she's the most incredible person. She's so easy to come to with anything we need, and she was so welcoming from the beginning. So to have that coming in as a younger player is like a game changer, and you don't get that everywhere. So it's so amazing to have someone like her, like, leading and being there every step of the way. So I can't thank her enough.
Lou, can you speak to maybe the symbolism of one of the younger players in the club, getting the first goal in a match where obviously there's work to do, you're hoping to be back here, but in your last regular season home match, maybe any symbolism with one of the younger players getting the goal there?
Yeah. Honestly, it's incredible. I think people have asked just like how I'm feeling, and seeing this young group starting to like take form and lead is exactly what senior players want to see, and this is why it's so easy to kind of walk away from a club that's done so well to invest in the youth. And today is a great example of that. This whole season's a great example of that. We've had never the same starting 11. We've been in and out with either injuries or just performance, whatever it may be, but these young ones have like stayed in it, and that's hard to do. Ains is probably the best one I've seen do it. She's becoming a true professional. It's been so fun to watch. She's going to be a great player, and even this year, probably should have seen the field some more and didn't, and she's, really stuck it out, and more so than anything, listens and wants to be on the field and wants to be the best professional, and that's like all you can ask for, and it's incredible, and that's why you see the results you do. She's been, switched on since day one, and we've needed her for the last few games, and we're going to need her for the future. And it's too easy of a decision, so I'm so excited for her and her future.
And speaking of the future here, with the postseason being clinched today, just can you speak to the resiliency of this team throughout the year? I know obviously nobody was happy with what happened last year, and you talk about the younger group. Can you speak to the resiliency of this group to get to this point now?
Yeah, I mean, it's the beauty of this league. We finished 13th last year, and we're in third now. It's super competitive, and I think this club went in a direction, and it's the right direction. I think the average age is probably 23. And me and Jess put that way over the top, so you take us out. But that's scary, right? Like, we are so young and so good, and we haven't even touched our ceiling yet. So I can't wait to see what this team looks like, 2 to 5 years when, your rookies and your young players become, that middle group and senior players, and, they get to fill the shoes of Jess and I. I'm so excited to watch, and I know that I'm walking away and this club is going in the right direction. That's exactly what I wanted.
All right, we'll go over here to Jeff.
Tonight was a pretty intense match, especially kind of down the stretch. How was that able to keep you maybe locked into the moment with the intensity of the match and not necessarily losing the event element of it?
Yeah, I think Utah's only lost 2 games the second half of the season. They've been coming into form. They're a good little team. They got good players, so we had to respect that. They're a great side, and I think they're playing for pride, and that's sometimes the hardest things to play against, hardest teams to play against. But we had so much more to play for tonight, and I think you can overlook that pretty easily, and we didn't tonight. And even going down to 1-1, we grinded out another goal and kept it 2-1 because we knew how important those 3 points were tonight. So proud of the group. Seeing that one out, we knew it wasn't going to be an easy one.
So, Ainsley, the goal is obviously great, but I thought the pass in to Darlene to start the play was fantastic. What did you see throughout the course of that play?
Yeah, I think coming away from that little break that we had, we just knew we needed to find a space behind, and it was obviously towards the end of the half, so we just needed a goal. We needed something. So I got it, and there was space. Their line was really high, so I was like, I'm just going to hit it. And, yeah, Mia got a great touch, and then it was like, okay, we're going. So I think seeing that is a ball that you can just kind of clip in so it stops, but it's something that we've been working on, so I was happy I could find it.
For you, Lou, looked like after the tribute videos you were crying a little bit. I'm just wondering, now that you've officially announced your retirement and sort of had some of these celebrations, if it's starting to feel a little more real, a little more emotional at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I was telling, even coming in today, it felt like a normal day until after warm-ups and then seeing my family. I'm like running in, and I like had to pull a quick one to the left before I went into the locker room with Laura, and I just cried it out a bit. I looked at her and I was like, okay, I'm ready. So yeah, I knew it was gonna hit me eventually. I just didn't know when. But yeah, I think seeing my whole family's here. There's like 25 of them. So it's their sacrifice. They've made so many sacrifices for me. So to see them here for like my last game was so special. And then being in front of this crowd and this community that I've been a part of for so long is extremely special too. So yeah, I think it all kind of came together. And yeah, feels real.
Lou, I know you mentioned the younger part of this roster, and Ainsley, if you have input on this, I'd love to hear it from you as well. But some milestones from some of the veterans. Sophia hits 200 career regular season appearances. Jess
nice.
Fishlock, 100 career regular season wins. Can you speak to some of the vets that are chipping? And obviously, Jess has had a great run of form here towards the end. It's big getting Sophia back. Either you, just some of these veterans, maybe specifically those two, and Jess and Sophia, what they've brought to you, as we wind down the regular season.
Yeah, I think the balance of what we have on this team is perfect, right? We have leaders that are going to lead and lead by example for these young ones. And yeah, I think Soph and Jess are both such incredible competitors, for one. And they kind of instill that like hungriness in everyone. And I think, yeah, it's just so fun to play with them. And I'm not surprised with their accolades that they're, accomplishing right now. They're both high-level players, elite players, but I think even better is what they provide, on and off the field. And someone like Soph, I've seen her grow into that role over the last few years, and she's taking it on, and it's really exciting to see, and I'm super proud of her. And then Jess has always kind of been our steady, leader out there. She's cool and calm in all environments, and I think that's something that helps the team perform like we do. And like you see, she can start, she can come off the bench, she can do whatever, and she's still so impactful. And I think that just goes to show, and help these young ones that they can do the same thing. So I think, yeah, seeing that and that balance is incredible.
Yeah, I think having people come to training every day and instilling that competitiveness and all of the things off the field, the willingness to learn, how to ask questions, how to lead, all of those like set examples of how to do it and how to become that role. So obviously all of them they're gonna have it's big shoes to fill, but we're learning from the best. So it's really nice to have so many people that can help us in every way that we need and can come to when we need something, or if we don't understand something, or if we're trying to just learn how to do it better. But they're all great. They're all such amazing players, such amazing people. Couldn't ask for better role models on the team. So.
All right, and then we'll go over to Zoom. Nico, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hi, congratulations on the win. Lou, it's been an incredible career. I asked this question to Megan Rapinoe after her regular season final game at home. What is next for Lou Barnes?
Yeah, I hope to stay in Seattle. It's home now for me. And yeah, I just want to continue to be impactful. It might just not look the same and be in a jersey, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this next phase and just impacting as much as I can. Off the field now is my new role. And yeah, I think being here with the Reign just seems right. I've been here long enough, why not continue? And I love it here, and I love this group. And like I said before, there's such a young group to develop, and that's really exciting. it's going to be scary what this team's going to be capable of, and I would love to be a part of that.
Could you see yourself in like more of a coaching role in the future for the Reign?
Yeah, I haven't really decided. Maybe a hybrid of some sort. Yeah, Laura's back here, so hopefully I can be there. I learn from the best as well, and I feel like I know how she operates, and hopefully I can, add whatever needs to be added and do what I need to do. But yeah, I'm just like more excited to see how I can impact still.
Laura here now. We'll start with Charles in the front. Go ahead.
Laura, congrats on the win. As always, your initial thoughts on tonight's match.
Yeah, I thought we did some great stuff. I thought we did some really good stuff at times. The girls worked really hard defensively. They have some threats, but I thought we nullified them a lot in regards to what they tried to do. Disappointed with the goal. Maddie's kicking herself, but yeah, just because of how it came about. And I thought it was completely against the run of play at the time, but goals change games. And I just heard Ainsley talk about it then. They came in right before half time, and we were talking about a few things we needed to just solidify before half time. And Ainsley actually was the one going, we need a goal, guys, we need a goal, let's go for it. And just says a lot about her, right? So, I thought there's still things that we want to get better at, and we're pushing ourselves to get better at, which, at such a late stage of the season is a great mindset to have. And just really, really proud of the group. I think to get into the playoffs, to be third as we are sitting here right now, after the year we had last year, is a phenomenal achievement by the group. The collective, everybody, staff, players, everyone bought in. I think we were the team that started pre-season the earliest out of all the teams in the league. We definitely did from a staff perspective. And that hard work is paid off to get where you want to be. Obviously, we know we've got one game left, and now it's sort of in our hands to bring a home playoff back to Seattle. So, we're excited to be able to have a breather. The 12 games in 12 weeks, we've never had to deal with that before. It's been an absolute grind. But we've got there in the end, and really, really just proud of the group overall, and tonight's performance, and just the whole last 12 weeks, honestly.
You spoke about Ainsley a bit there. Can you talk a little bit more about what you've seen from her the last few weeks with these starts?
The thing that Ainsley has, which is so unique for someone of her experience, is she is already a leader. Already, it's already in her. And she's not afraid to use it, and that's what makes me really smile. Because one, we preach about our environment and now enabling people to do that, and she's a really good example of someone who's doing it. And then her play, her passing range has always been exceptional from the day she walked into our club. The part of the game that she had to just keep moving on and getting better at was all the other parts of the game. How quickly people come and put pressure under you, how quickly the ball moves on when you're defending, all those things. But the last two games, I think she's been fantastic, and I was so happy for her tonight to, one, to get the goal, but two, to get the accolade of player of the match, because she absolutely deserved it.
First, I just wanted to ask, Phoebe didn't start today.
Yeah.
Somewhat unusual. We saw on Tuesday she was sort of doing a lot of stuff on the side. Mm-hmm. Just wondering if there's sort of a niggling injury there, just not fully fit. What's going on with that?
Yeah, she picked up a knock in the Bay game. That's why she came out of that game. And then, she didn't train until yesterday properly. And so I chatted to her, and, it's Lou's game. I didn't start Lou because it was Lou's game. I started Lou because Phoebe wasn't available. And I spoke to Phoebes and said, look, if we need you, we'll use you. If we don't, we won't. And Maddie Curry's got a little niggle, nothing bad, but that was the reason for putting Phoebes in. And I thought Lou was exceptional. I thought she was flawless, honestly. Which, with the week she has and how emotional she mentioned it before the game, when she came in from warm up and she had the little moment, I was hugging her thinking, oh no, because that's a lot for someone, but she was exceptional, absolutely exceptional, which is good. It's good for us because Phoebes is a huge key to the way that we play and the way that we defend. And the one game she didn't play this year was Portland away. So to sort of let the group feel what it's like to potentially not have Phoebe, not because we don't want to have Phoebe, but touch wood, if something ever happened and we didn't have her, now they know they can do it, right? I think that's a huge mental thing for us as well. So, but none of it's major. Sally will be back by Orlando. If this was a playoff game, Sally could have been available today. Anna the same. Phoebes would have been, if this was a playoff game, she'd have played. So we're in a good spot. Obviously, we send them all off now onto international duty, and I pray they play 0 minutes. So, selfishly.
I wanted to ask you about Mia Official.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot. We know that the goal is long term, right? Your
Yeah,
focus is long term
absolutely.
with her. She's done some good stuff, but hasn't really gotten on the score sheet yet.
Yeah.
What do you feel like is maybe what's missing, or what she needs to figure out to be the kind of player she can be?
Honestly, I thought tonight she was really good. She had that chance off the corner. It was inches. Last week on Jess's goal, she does a great near post run, which creates the opportunity. And she's just grinding away. And she's had a niggle too, But I think getting her back out again, getting a good 65 plus minutes into her, I thought she held the ball up really well. I thought her and Maddie Mercado worked well off each other. And yeah, now it's just a matter of getting her in those moments more and more and more. And we're at the stage of the season where obviously Jordan Heitmer was sick, so she wasn't available today, where Mia's responsibility is to do the defensive side of it, hold the ball up, and if she can get in goal scoring positions, great. Come next year, that's where we'll sort of really kick in. A good pre-season under her belt, and really start to push, because these are the most minutes Mia's played in 2 years. So I'm just very mindful of that.
And then you mentioned Maddie Mercado drew the penalty to get that game winner. Just what has bringing her back from loan added to this team and sort of changed what you can do in terms of the lineups?
Yeah, options, right? Options. She's different than Mia. She's different than Coco. She's different than Jess. She's a little bit different than Jordan. They're probably the closest to a similar. And obviously with Lynn not being available, someone who has the pace and the power to get in behind teams, which Maddie has. I thought she was great.
Utah came right out, cracked one on goal
Yeah.
pretty quick, and Claudia had to really flail for it. How much was that useful given the emotion of the night to have kind of a punch in the face right to start?
I actually, I mean, you know me, I hate all that, but I don't want that ever to happen. But I actually sat on my cooler and was like, okay, yeah, it's a game, everybody. So I actually thought that it was a good wake-up call for us. And after that, we limited them to not great opportunities outside of their goal. And Claudia didn't have to make any really big saves. I can't remember after that. Tell me if I'm wrong. So, obviously we really pride ourselves on that. So we were happy with that.
So, Laura, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like we've seen Huerta and Curry play on the same side in spots in previous games.
Yeah.
But obviously maybe the McClernand injury forces them to start on the same side.
Yeah.
What do you like about having those two on the same side as opposed to kind of like your bookends?
Yeah, I think the thing with Soph is she can play lower and she can play higher. We know how good her crossing ability is. You saw it multiple times tonight in different phases. And I think Curry's been great for us. So consistent. But they're both very similar. So the way Utah sort of structure themselves is that sort of left-sided forward stays wide and high, but their right forward comes into the pocket. So that suits Lou down to the ground. I was convinced they were going to flip it when they saw Lou on the left, but they didn't. So Curry and Soph can deal with that really well. Soph's 1v1 to be able to get her body across people is exceptional. So I like the defensive side of it. and Soph can trigger Curry to get higher in the build. And you saw a little bit tonight that I think MC was a little bit more cautious at times after last week in the Bay game, which we spoke about. And it's not about her really, but I think the cool thing tonight was we went to a back five, which we haven't played for a while, but we were aggressive in it. And we reaped the rewards of it when we got broken, that we have bodies around the middle of the goal that we reduce their opportunities to get good opportunities and chances in those moments.
Another Huerta-focused question. So she went on loan, I think, September 12th last season. And not to bring up bad memories, but I think you lost 6 of the last 7 last year after that loan. Obviously, you're finishing the season way better. You have young players, but aside from the new young players, or maybe mostly because of them, what's different? What's the main difference that you can see in this squad?
From last season? Belief. I think the young players that have come in, the ones that were here last year, have developed. Emery's developed, Jordan's developed, Ainsley's developed. I think the bringing in of Maddie Curry, Maddie Darlene, Mason, Sammy coming back off loan, huge. Sally, there's so many that have had big roles to play. And honestly, the one person that I'm going to give her a load of credit, and I've said it a lot, is Lynn. Because Lynn's a bit of a Lou, and she's a glue. She brings everybody together. And obviously you guys haven't got to see that as much as maybe we would want, but we see it every day. And Lou and Jess have an unbelievable legacy at this club. But last year, the void of Pino not being here was challenging for them. And Lynn isn't Pino. She operates very differently to Pino. But she filled that leadership void a little bit, and also empowered and, just really empowered Lou and Jess. And you saw this young group really come back into being with those two again. And honestly, that's been the highlight for me all year is how much the young players have embraced the leadership and how much the leadership have embraced the young players. And honestly, it's just exciting. You guys know I hate saying rebuilds. I don't love that. I think this league's too challenging for that. But at the start of the year, if you'd have told me with 1 game left we'd be in 3rd position, I'd have told you were nuts. So, I think that's credit to the group. It's credit to the staff and everybody that there's this belief in them, and they believe and they really, really want to do it for each other. And that sometimes is more powerful than, big names on a team sheet.
All right, and then we'll go over to Zoom. Nico, go ahead.
Hi, Laura. Congratulations on the win and the playoff berth secured.
Thank you.
Wanted to talk about some stats.
Oof.
From the first half and second half. The expected goals for the team more than doubled after halftime. So what does that say about the determination and will to score and to find that result for the team, and how that will really carry the team through the playoffs in these difficult fixtures to come?
Yeah. I think we're a bit of that team. I would be surprised if any first half we have more chances than second half. I feel like we're that type of team. I do not love XG. I've said this many a time. But I do believe that we get momentum in second halves. I do believe that. I think that's the type of team we are. I'd love us to be more than that. But yeah, I think being able to bring on the likes of Jess and Phoebe, huge, and the shift that the other forwards put in. Often we would make more changes higher up, but they were doing brilliant on both sides of the ball. And I think what Ainsley brings is her passing range her goal's a great example of that. And as the game starts to get stretched, she can find people. And I thought Soph was similar in the second half. So, yeah, I think everyone knows that about us, to be honest. I'm sure the team talks are try and put them to bed in the first half because they're going to come out in the second half. And we tend to finish strong. So that's an exciting part of this group.
And a bit of an unrelated question to the game, more of a Seattle sports question. Of course, after the Mariners win today, they're one victory away from the World Series.
Yeah.
So do you have any statement for that on Seattle sports and what that means for the city?
Woof. Well, I've never watched baseball, but somehow today I was locked in on watching baseball. So it was the time we were about to start to warm up, and I'm stood watching baseball. I do not understand it at all. The amount of pitches, I don't get it. But I knew that I understood the gravity of the win. And that's great. You know, we've said this for as long as I've been here. This city is about sport. It's a sports city. And it also loves winning, right? And, you know, some of the other cities around the US, I think of LA as one, they love that title of they love to win. This city loves to win. They back winners. I remember the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. The city went nuts. I'd only been here a year. The Storm, people rave about the Storm winning their championships. When we've won Shields, people have gone nuts. Obviously, the Sounders winning the League's Cup this year, phenomenal, and obviously hope for more towards the end of the season. And let's get the Mariners in the World Series. Why not? You know, and then we'll take the championship to the Bay, and all will be happy, and we can all have a big parade together.
Thank you.
All right, and then we'll take one last one from Callahan. Go ahead.
So
You've talked a fair amount about winning games this year that you wouldn't have won last year. And do you think today was another example of that? And if so, how does that sort of preview how this team's going to move in the playoffs and in 2026?
Yeah, I don't know about this game. Maybe this game we'd have drawn and not won last year. I don't think we'd have lost it. Yeah, we just have belief. We totally believe that we can turn games around. We believe that when we're winning, we can see them out. There's only one game this year we haven't done that, and it is a bugbear for us all year since Chicago. And that's what I love about the group is we make mistakes. We do. Tonight we made some mistakes, but we don't tend to make the same ones. And that's because we're really dedicated on learning and being better. So yeah, I think I'm excited for what this group can be now, and I'm excited for what this group can be in the future because I think it's got some unbelievable talent in it that we're not even scratching the ceiling with a lot of them yet.